if we want to lose some weight or body composition, how would you tackle that? Because if we want to lose weight, a lot of runners start running to lose weight.
Yeah.
So maybe they're in a calorie deficit, but we don't want to be that big that we're going to go into an energy deficit. How do you approach losing
Yeah.
weight and nutrition? How you
Yeah.
balance it?
It's such a great question. And I feel like for athletes, like the best approach is to, you can't chase two rabbits at once. So you cannot
Uh-huh.
chase performance and you can't chase body composition at the same time because they're competing goals. So it's a little bit like that, adopting a low carb approach. Like I would approach a fat loss approach in my off season. Not that we have an off season, but in our base training phase, or when we're doing events, but they're not that important to us. It's
No.
fine if we have a bit of a B performance ourselves. Sustainable fat loss, or I'll say fat loss and weight loss, and I do use them interchangeably, I guess, but it's about between 0.4 to 1% of body weight each week. Often we see on social media these huge weight loss sort of transformations, but they're not in the endurance space, So you want to protect your training and protect your muscles. So the slower you go, the more likely it is that you'll be doing that. And that's not a lot used. So I think being patient as an athlete and sort of having this long-term view, like if you've got, let's say, 10 kilos to lose, like give yourself at least 6 months to lose it. And even 10 months to lose it. So you might only be losing a kilo a month, but it will be having this sort of marked difference on your performance and your ability to recover. I do like, so in a calorie deficit as well, I like, as I mentioned earlier, like protecting training. So making sure you are fueling around training, having the majority of your carbohydrate post training, or if those sessions are more high intense, as we discussed, I do like having some carbohydrate pre-training to make sure you get through that training, which is obviously a different goal from trying to build your fat metabolism per se. But protect your training as much as you can, and then sort of build your plate the way that I talked about. Protein requirements will go up with a fat loss goal, so I would say at least 2.2 grams per kg body weight, if that's the case, and then ensuring that you've got an abundance of the vegetables that really help sort of fill you up, so you have that sort of satiety. One other thing, which I think really helps when an athlete is in a calorie deficit, and you mentioned it with how you coach your athletes, like if you do have these longer sessions, some of the mistakes athletes make is to just go for really long time with no fueling. They're like, oh, I'm getting bang for buck because I'm fasted training and then I'm going out for hours just on electrolytes. Like, you don't want to do that. Like, you want to feel good as an athlete as well. So I encourage people to continue to fuel post 90 minutes in a training session, to make sure that they're able to perform at that level that they're wanting to. A couple of other things I like is a multivitamin, because it's very hard to get everything you need from food alone when your calories are restricted. Even actually if your calories aren't, and I will say this is a recommendation for just athletes in general, should be having a multivitamin, a good quality one. And then the other thing, or I guess the last thing is that if you're consistent with your diet, the way that you are with your training, then you will see results. And so stay patient, and don't think if you have one meal off plan that you've ruined it all and you may as well start again on Monday. So it's trying to avoid that all or nothing thinking that gets us trapped in this binge sort of restrict cycle that a lot of people can get into.